The Modern Game Podcast.
Liverpool, Leicester. And you lot all doubted Liverpool, man, I'd just say.
We doubted them majorly doubted
We
them.
doubted them for this game, not in terms of the season as a whole with the injuries. We doubted them for this game against Leicester.
I know, but did they look any different to any other game?
They really didn't. They really didn't.
No.
Fair play to Liverpool. They impressed me a lot, you know.
I was under the impression Fabinho was out. But
yeah, same. I thought he was out.
He was playing. I was surprised.
A commentator said that he wasn't fully fit and it wasn't risk playing him.
I don't think Robertson would have been either. I think he just thought because it's a massive game, he's had to force players in. Because you think that game could really be like one you look back on at the end of the season. If they won the title, they say that's a massive win.
Very important, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanna bring it back to the first episode of this season where we done our Premier League predictions, and I can't remember who it was who had Liverpool top.
Did we all have City?
You lot had City.
Yeah.
We've had
City.
And for me, the fact that Liverpool could have such major injuries to their starting 11 players and look like completely the same side, for me, it's just a testament to how good Klopp is and how hard they train as a team and how secure their philosophy is.
I think if I'm making sort of third-person references, I think someone said in the predictions video how, Klopp won't be scared of a challenge like Leicester because he's created a mentality at the club. I feel like that's. I feel like that's the difference.
Can you get into Klopp's head and say that he wasn't scared?
No, but I'm saying, like, if you have Matip and fair enough, Fabinho and Milner at right back, and you're coming up against that sort of team and comfortably winning 3-0. That shows the difference in mentality.
When you say scared, what do you mean? He was in the change room. Obviously, he wasn't sat in the corner.
He's going to do his team talk, and he's just going, "Oh God, I don't know what to do."
Obviously, he was probably skeptical.
I just think he's created sort of like an atmosphere where the players aren't worried by the Van Dijk injury or worried because that realistically, mentality-wise, sets you back when your best player gets injured. But he clearly hasn't set them back.
They certainly didn't play like they were scared.
Exactly. I think they clearly were a bit worried though when Van Dijk got injured because Wijnaldum was saying he didn't sleep and things like that. So he obviously had a bit of worry, but there was a bit of worry there, Dan.
Yeah, I mean, but did Wijnaldum play on Sunday?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I think so.
He did.
Was it him, Keita, and Jones in the middle?
Even you talk about that three midfield. That is a very.
It's weak.
Average. It's average.
It's an okay midfield through.
And then obviously Keita got injured, but I don't really rate Keita that highly. Maybe that's a conversation.
I don't rate Keita.
Having an all right game, but he's not a game changer. He's not going to step into Henderson or Thiago's shoes and make a difference.
He's not what you pay 40 million for at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But you know what? Keita was pressing aggressively so much the whole game that you could almost see his hamstring going. Like it was almost inevitable the way he was pressing.
I think that's why they bought him in. To be fair, because he fits the style that they play. But I just think on the ball he's so average for a £40 million player.
But off the ball he's very decent.
Off the ball he is, but they needed an on the ball midfielder. Yeah.
If you play in that Liverpool team, you have to work hard off the ball. That's what the whole team is built around.
I'd like to see Thiago have a proper run of games when he's back, just to see how much of a difference he actually makes. Because you've got to think they're still winning 3-0 without Thiago, without Henderson, with Fabinho dropping into a position.
Without Trent.
He's good. He's good at centre back, but he's clearly more comfortable in midfield. You could tell.
Yeah, and he's much better for that system in midfield because they play with 3 ball winning midfielders. Curtis Jones is a more attacking midfielder, if not a winger, and he was slotted into the middle with Fabinho behind him. That would have made a difference.
Yeah, I think that's where
Thiago to go forward
in the long term. Leeds Arsenal.
Oh, the main talk is Pepe.
Yeah, we've got to talk about
Pepe. I think even before we get into that, right? Arsenal were getting dominated for a large portion of the game. I don't think you could say that it's because of Pepe getting sent off that they didn't pick up more than a point.
Oh yeah,
I don't think they was going to in that game. And I spoke to a lot of Arsenal fans after the game, and they were like, "Oh yeah, well Pepe got sent off. We was down to 10 men." It didn't change an awful lot. I think they were lucky to not concede.
I just think that sort of limits you then.
Of course, yeah.
You have to change your system.
Leeds will carve people open. and I feel like, especially with 10 men, they had so much more freedom to just play around them. Like they always had one midfielder over, so when Phillips picked up the ball, the click was always free, and vice versa.
That's the thing. When Arteta set up for the game, he wouldn't have set up expecting to go 10 men down, well, 1 man down, playing with 10 men, and he's just let us. It's just stupid. It's just a stupid decision to make that has cost the team. I know they weren't getting dominated and still got dominated after, but having to change your system, it properly hinders you.
I don't know if you lot heard his post-match interview, but Arteta did stick it on Pepe, saying
I
I'm impressed.
I quite like that about Arteta. Like he's not afraid to call someone out.
I mean, I feel like I'm a big believer of you shouldn't necessarily throw your players under the bus, but when it's a mistake like that, an off-the-ball incident that you don't, man thought he was Zidane for a second without all the ability, he's gone and headbutted him, got sent off, didn't need to react like that. You have let your side down. So I think for Arteta to call him out is fair enough.
And then for Tierney to go and start on him at the end of the game, how stupid, did you not learn off your teammates? Like, you want to go and pick up a 3-game ban?
I heard a lot of rave about Tierney before he joined Arsenal, and he's not lived up to it for me at all.
Scottish football though.
He looks so average.
It's Scottish football. If you go from Scottish football to the top of the Premier League, or at least, let's face it, Arsenal should be.
It's a top 6 club.
Arsenal should be in the top 6. They should, or at least the top 7. If you go from Celtic,
saying that though, you say that. If you give me this top 8 teams and show me their team sheets, I wouldn't put Arsenal. Would probably be 8th. If we're going strictly off on paper.
But then if you let's say theoretically you put Celtic into those teams, into the Premier League in general, Celtic go down in the Premier League.
Oh yeah,
of course.
But Celtic would be.
There was a lot of rave about him. There was a hell of a lot of rave about him. And I know he's still young. He's still got potential, but he just hasn't. He has not shown me nothing.
So far, I've liked that he's aggressive, and he's sort of tenacious. So with and without the ball, he'll be energetic. But on the ball, like in terms of ability, you don't see anything you see in him. You don't see in Kolasinac.
But Dan, is he aggressive when it counts the most though, or is he like that kid in the playground who gets into a bit of altercation? He's like, hold me back.
I think he's a little bit, but I just think
cameras.
When a winger, but I'm saying like aggressive in the tackle. When a winger picks up the ball, he's on them. And as when I played on the wing, those are the type of fullbacks I'd hate playing against, where they don't give you any time.
No, but
that's true though. But go back to the North London derby last year. I don't think he touched Lucas all game. Lucas isn't a. I wouldn't say he's a good midfielder up there. He's a good winger, but again, if you're signing for a club like Arsenal, the hype that you have to deal with players like Lucas.
He went missing like Madeline.
Yeah,
he did. But if I'm a winger and I'm playing against Tierney, you think I'm scared of this guy?
Yeah.
I quite like that he's just his energy, and I feel like Arsenal haven't had a lot of energy.
But that can.
Dan, you always say yourself that you'd hate it when people say, "Oh, he works hard." You can't just give him that.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
You literally say that every week about Jukovic.
Dan knows he's sat here with Spurs fans. He's trying to come with a bit of a conflicting opinion.
That's completely irrelevant, but also it's on a different scale. So Tierney, I think, is okay on the ball, whereas Jukovic literally cannot pass the ball. Like actually, real life Sunday League cannot kick the ball properly.
Have you not seen that clip of Tierney where he I don't even know what he does, but he falls over his own leg and tries to
of course I've seen it. But I'm saying just technique. But I'm saying technique-wise, just generally in general play, he can pass the ball with the right technique. I'm being deadly serious. I don't think some of our players that worked hard could kick the ball with the right technique. At
the end of the day, right? Pepe and Tierney signed for Arsenal. They had a picture standing together back to back. Pepe had his socks tucked in, his tracksuit bottoms tucked into his socks. He was wearing Huaraches. Big man is 2020. Tierney was wearing ZX boxes. Once again, it's 2020.
When you say that's a double signing for what, 90, pretty much 100 million, because Tierney costs what, 25? That is arguably the biggest waste of money in the last, God knows how long, 4 or 5 years. You'd have to look at Maguire. That is a bigger waste of money than Maguire.
I feel like
You
Maguire's
know how I feel about Maguire.
has got the potential to maybe become a good centre-back for United, and obviously he's not proved it, but Pepe's just not a good footballer.
I don't think he has even got the
I
potential.
I can't lie. I don't want to write off Pepe because I have seen from him.
Yeah, I've seen glimpses from Pepe.
Yeah, I've seen glimpses, but at the same time, he's not just.
He's into his second season now.
Yeah, but when you look at players that have been bought for less than 72 million in the Prem in the last couple of years, who have just flown above him.
But that's what I mean. You're going strictly off his price tag, the fact that he costs, which is fair enough. I'm not saying you shouldn't be, but he has shown glimpses. Not that he's worth 70 million, but he's shown glimpses that he could possibly push on and become like a decent enough player.
If you're a club like Arsenal, you're not spending 70 million on a player that might be good in 2 years. You're spending 70 million on a player that is going to be good now for your club.
It's like
push
Werner
you to the next level.
As much as Werner hasn't had the start everyone thought he would, I think, and I don't think he's as good in front of goal as we thought he'd be.
Well, he missed a sitter today,
and he missed a couple on Saturday.
He missed a couple today actually.
But like, he's made a clear difference to that team. Like the second goal,
He brings more than goals. He brings more than just goals.
It's different class. The way he sort of glides in between the two defenders, that he just created a goal out of nothing. And I feel like,
and obviously
have that sort of knack.
And obviously we'll get into the game in a bit, but even Tongi and Ndombele, people were talking about first season, they were writing him off. Even a lot of Spurs fans, we should sell him. He's not lived up to his price tag. But people that actually watch football and know a little bit about the game could see that Ndombele has class, and he's proved it this season. Whereas I don't think Pepe got nearly the amount of stick Ndombele got for base of his last season.
The thing is with Ndombele,
since he's come to Arsenal.
Every single game Ndombele played last season, he showed.
He showed
glimpses, but in every single game he played, Pepe, I think, turned up in. He turned half up in two or three games.
I do think that happens with wingers though, not on that scale, but it's more difficult for a winger to get involved in a game than a centre midfielder because you've got.
Played left wing for Arsenal last year. He was their best player.
I'm saying Ndombele, he's playing centre midfield. You know he's going to see the ball because he's going to come and show for the ball. That's his job.
Yeah, I mean,
whereas as a winger, you're relying on people to get you the ball in advanced positions.
But Pepe does get the ball. He just doesn't create chances because he's not got the ability in the Prem to do it. In my opinion,
Pepe does a whole lot of left wing with no end product.
Exactly.
When Aubameyang plays left wing, who do they play central? Because for me,
Lacazette, isn't it?
See, if you're going to play Aubameyang on the left, surely you play Nketiah.
That's what I think. Or you even play.
I rate Eddie.
Eddie's a clever enough footballer
to play on the left. I think if he plays on the left off Aubameyang, that makes a massive difference.
Aubameyang in the centre.
Aubameyang in the centre, but Nketiah is sort of a left winger, so he plays left wing in a defensive formation. But when you go forward, he moves like a striker because his movement.
I think
in the side left forward.
Yeah. To be fair, when he's back fit, I think Martinelli will slot back into I rated him a lot.
You know what? Martinelli's decent, but all this raving about him because of that one goal he scored against Chelsea.
Chelsea's
not for me.
Kante slipped. Martinelli took a heavy touch. Kante slipped. Cool, decent finish. But the way Arsenal fans retweet that video every 3 months as if it was the best goal they've scored in their history is a bit ridiculous.
Yeah, no, I completely understand that, to be fair.
Yeah, I understand that. I think he's shown more like last season when he was playing than Pepe has in 2 seasons.
I mean, he's got exactly what I always, every time, I think you'll all notice it in the group chat. If I like a winger, it's because they're direct. And Martinelli is direct. He's got
a bit of an end product though as well.
Exactly. Pepe's a bit static. Like he looks like he wants to do something, but he doesn't know what he's doing. Whereas Martinelli knows he's either going to take someone to the byline or come inside. He's got both those options.
You know the seems like a lazy winger.
Yeah,
you know the meme of that is a picture of Pepe wearing like the JD bag around his side.
Yeah,
that it actually genuinely looks like he kicks ball with a JD bag weighing him down on one side.
I think I've seen that, but I've seen it with Wan-Bissaka instead.
I've seen it with Wan-Bissaka.
That's funny.
The Modern Game Podcast.